I'm so glad you came in this afternoon.
Thanks,
What
Paige.
can I do for you?
Paige, I have been working with a couple of churches, my own being one of them, trying to understand a little bit more about what happens to the money that we send to the church, larger church, and specifically, what happens and how do we use per capita versus the basic mission support that we give to the presbytery?
That's a great question. I think a lot of people are confused about that. Per capita is money that goes to pay for things like meeting expenses of governing bodies, Presbytery, Synod, and General Assembly, to pay for meetings of the committees of Presbytery, Synod, and General Assembly, and to pay for the expenses of the stated clerk's office.
Per capita is almost like the basic charge for the church to be able to maintain the larger church structure.
That's right, exactly.
So how does that fit in with the mission money that we pay to the presbytery?
Okay.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is, as you said, per capita pays for the structures that allow us to be Presbyterian, that allow us to have governance and be connected to each other. Mission money goes to pay for mission, for the ministry that we share. You know that the mission of our presbytery is to strengthen, support, and equip congregations in their ministries in service to Jesus Christ, and to unite congregations in mission and in discipleship and in fellowship, so that together we can do more than any one congregation can do alone. 72 cents of every dollar you send stays right here in the presbytery. 3 cents of every dollar you send goes to support the Synod's mission, working with racial ethnic church development and the connectional work that we do with Synod agencies.
Okay.
And then 25 cents goes to support General Assembly mission. That's missionaries around the world whom we together support as Presbyterians.
But don't we get some of that 25% back?
We absolutely do. That's the other thing. Besides supporting missionaries, that money goes to support new church development. And so every time we have a new church, like the ones we currently are supporting in Poinciana and in Lake Nona, we write grants. And for every dollar we put up, the General Assembly matches it up to $100,000 total.
So that's where some of the money came from for the funding for Lake Nona that we approved at the last presbytery meeting.
That's correct. That's where some of the money is coming from, is a General Assembly matching grant. Part of our mission is to equip congregations. We do that by offering teacher training once a year at Fish, by offering officer training twice a year, so that people who serve in leadership in our congregations have a chance to know more than they might learn just in your own church. Because you come together with people from other churches and share ideas with each other, as well as from learning in the classes that the presbytery provides.
The connectional church at work.
Exactly right. And then there is the Acts 16.5 initiative, the partnership with Stand On, of which you are a part. Some of our money goes to provide scholarships. Churches pay for that, but some of the money you send to presbytery goes to help with scholarships to participate in that.
Those churches that can't afford to pay for it.
Exactly right. And then the other thing is Mission Insight Demographic. We subscribe to Mission Insight for demographic information. Thanks. I'm glad you appreciate it. I think it's important to know who's out there as we're working hard to reach them, to share God's love with them. In terms of strengthening congregations, I think about that in terms of what the Committee on Ministry does, with its consultations, with members who work with churches during a period of vacancy to provide leadership. I think about the resources that our Resource Center provides, so that a small church like yours
absolutely valuable
can check out resources, both books and curriculum, and video resources, and not have to pay for it.
We don't have certain types of equipment, and you give us down here, we can borrow it and turn it responsibly, but it saves us having to invest in some valuable video equipment.
And that's a way in which the presbytery, your 72 cents on every dollar that stays right here, goes to strengthen the ministry in your church. We have hands-on mission grants.
Which we've used, and that would made it possible for us to go to Haiti.
There you go. There you go. We have the PATH program, and we have a staff person who is a resource for that. You collect 2 cents a meal, and other churches do. And we feed hungry people. In that way, we unite our congregations in mission together. And you may remember there were 300 Presbyterians in the Grove the first Saturday in December last year, gleaning together.
Yeah. And our youth think that's a great opportunity to get involved with the other youth in the Presbytery. It's a great community fellowship as well as an opportunity to serve.
Again, that's a way we support your ministry, by giving your youth a chance to join with other youth and make those connections and have a sense of what it is to be Presbyterian, not just at Lake Mary, but beyond, in ministry together. Every time a minister announces to the session that he or she is being called somewhere else, I try to be there to remind that session that they're not in this alone, looking for a new pastor, that they're going to have a liaison with Committee on Ministry, they're going to have support all along the way until the next pastor comes.
The thing that I have found surprising in what you told me is how much of the money that we give comes back to us in another form.
Thank you.
And
yeah.
We don't always see it maybe in the same way, but we would not have been able to go to Haiti had it not been for the mission grant we got. And like Nona probably wouldn't be becoming a dream coming true, another new ministry, if it wasn't for the generosity of the Connectional Church.
And we count on your support of the ministry we share to make that possible.
It's a wonderful ministry.
Thank you. We're grateful for our partnership in it.
Yeah. May God bless us with more and more opportunities to do that.
Amen.
Together.
Amen. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Good to see you always.
See you.